And good evening. This is the Elliott Wave update for the NASDAQ 100 from Monday, March 14th, 2022. Again, an interesting day in the markets as we came in from the Globex session, where actually on Thursday to Friday's Globex session, the NASDAQ made this high at 13,441. And let me just open this up. As we continue to count our minor third wave down, we have minute waves 1 and 2 complete. Minute 2 remains complete at that Globex high from Thursday into Friday. Actually, it was 13,858. From there, we have come down in what I'm really doing as the sub-minute wave 1, and then the sub-minute wave 2 also completed in the Sunday to Monday Globex session at 13,441.50. Now, what that does suggest, that was sub-minute wave 2, that we are dropping in that 3 of 3. When it finally did kick in with some force, it moved very nicely and, as expected, broke below these support levels and below the moving averages. And then it actually did come down and it broke below the low of minor wave 1. It had already broken below minute wave 1 when it went past 3103. It broke below minute wave 1, which, as far as like minute wave 3 is concerned, that is a requirement. So it's met that requirement, but it still has a ways to go. So as far as minor wave 3, it's in progress. And it has now broken below minor wave 1, which is at 13,025.75. That is also a good sign that the decline is progressing. Now, as we go inside, the market got caught up in these stronger rallies today and basically staged between the Dow and some of the Russell stocks. Once that we've got some news that actually junk bonds and corporate bonds were turning lower, strongly turning lower. In fact, some would have even say they were crashing today. That brought in a great deal of hard pressure on the sell side in this index, in the NASDAQ, also in the S&P, also in the Dow. The Dow battled that as it then continued to dump money back into the banks. JP Morgan, Citicorp, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs. The only one that didn't participate, that didn't do that badly, is Morgan Stanley. Now, I find that very interesting since a couple of things were going on today. There was an early report out on the financial news networks that Barclays was discontinuing 2 of their ETNs, one of them being in, and I just have to show you this because it's extremely interesting, one of them being in the VXX, which is a part of Barclays Bank, IPATH, S&P, VIX, ETN. Check out this volatility. They're discontinuing this. And so these options were trading at unbelievable prices. The March 48 call trading, it's offered at $1, which is pretty incredible. So these are going off the board, I guess, and they're discontinuing it until they can figure out something. But it's very, very interesting to watch what they are doing. This got pushed down. This was up over $4 just prior to the close. And it got pushed down $2, actually. So it's a very interesting situation in the VXX. It's also a very, very interesting situation when we go over and we look at, it's the other way around, HGY. No, not that one. It's got to be on just charts. Let's go look at here. HGY. Nope. And then it's got to be HYG. These are the iShares, and it is it's bonds, and it's the longer term, the high yield. And look at what's going on. This is today. Boom, boom, boom. A little bit of a rally coming back after hours, but it traded down to a low of 79.88. That's pretty incredible. These were down almost a full point. And they were down actually over a full point. And that's pretty incredible, very incredible. Money flow going out and then just kind of going flat. So, and then BlackRock actually had one of their bonds just really sink. I believe that one is IGL. No, that's not going to be. I'll find it eventually. And in any case, this I'm finding very interesting as we go into the Fed meeting starts tomorrow. So as we go into this Fed meeting, and they're discussing inflation, they're discussing what they want to and how they want to raise and what percentage they're going to do it, because now they're committed to doing something tomorrow. We have a lot of things on the plates of the market in terms of what it should be doing. So I was a little bit surprised today that they chose some specifics. Triple M, they were chosen. Johnson & Johnson, for some reason, they just get really attached to and just really started pumping that one up. And so when I see this happening, I just start to question what's really kind of going on behind all of this. And not that, again, I shouldn't care, but when you can kind of smell something isn't right here in the marketplace, I just want to put that out there to actually that we as traders need to be very, very prepared for this market again to just turn and sink like a stone. And I know that that's what I've been talking about, and that's what I personally have been looking for from the market as we continue to form these first 5 waves down on an intermediate degree now to complete the first primary degree leg of a much longer term and larger correction. And it just seems that as we get down to levels that need to break, the market puts up a battle not to allow it to happen. And they keep pushing and they bring it back and they push and they bring it back and they throw a bunch of money in it. And it just really puts things into my mind, like, why would you want to do that in the face of what's kind of looking like it could happen? And we'll find out. But in any case, back to the NASDAQ, I do feel that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're coming off in this small third wave. So it's a subminute 3. I actually did put it there. And we are in that little fourth wave. So I'm going to say that this completed this little subminute 3. We're going to get up there and we probably could get back to maybe 31.19. I don't know. It's a pretty small 4. It's holding right at the hourly 4. So, and then come down again. Now that when it comes down again in the 5th wave, if this is going to be the 4 up here and the 5th wave down, I am definitely looking for it to break below 12,985. It's got to break that 13,000 and start working its way lower. And in essence, I really do believe that that minute 3 should complete somewhere down in here, if not down in here. So I don't want to go into that. I may be counting this too fast, and maybe this is just all wave 1 of 3. I don't know. This is one subminute, but this could be sub-sub. So I don't know yet, because I'm still expecting some more serious downside before minute 3 and minor 3 are even near being complete. So I'm going to keep all that in mind. And what I do believe for tomorrow is we're going to get a continuation. Now, it may slow down. We may not get it as heavy. Again, a lot depends on what may be coming out news-wise, what may be coming out in terms of interest rates. So I think there'll be a lot of back and forth play. Again, we finished pretty much lower, very much lower than where we were but they jumped in immediately on the bell and they just started buying things up. And they're kind of coming back in. They're buying up Amazon a little bit more. They started to buy up Google. Now it's kind of settled back down. It's some of the particular stocks that they were looking at. I'm like, well, I'm not really sure what's up with that, other than they were just balancing out positions. So, and nobody wants to be short and nobody wants to be long. And so they're all going home flat. And maybe that's what they were doing after hours. Again, a lot of activity in some of the ETNs and in some of the bond funds. And in the bonds themselves, you're going to see that the 30-year bond closed today down 2.21, and the 10-year down over a point, and the 5 down 0.08. So bond market is kind of getting itself set up for what is going to be coming out on Wednesday. Again, so back to the market. I'm sorry, because there's a lot of factors being added into why the market's going to be doing what it's doing. So we got this big, huge decline after that news came out on Barclays and also on the BlackRock bond, and taking a look at these bond funds. And so then it just kind of boom, when those junk bonds were being annihilated. And then when the corporates were being annihilated, they just kind of tore into the market and started selling it off pretty heavily. Now I continue to look for it to break below 13,000. Our next support is going to be just below all of this at 12,985. Then we kind of drop into a little bit of a black hole. And you can see I have to go pretty far to the left to get price support. In fact, I can go all the way out to that 4-hour chart. And since I'm now below this level, I'm going, and now I'm below this level, I don't have anything. And you can see I'm back to July. So that's why I keep saying that in the third wave, we could start to free fall. There's nothing to really go, oh, like we should find support at 25, which was the low of minor wave 1. That we could find support at 13,113 or 103, because that was the low of minute 1. So we have price points where we can look for support, but now we're dropping into an area that there just isn't any until we go way back past July, that we're going to find possible price support, and that is just too far to the left. So that's why I talk about acceleration in the manner of which I do, because in all honesty, the market, come on, the market can just really start to give up the ghost and start to go very quickly. And when it does, when it breaks 985, which I expect it to do, then 861 is next up. And 861, and according to my calculations, may provide a pause, but then I'm looking for it to drop to 12,724. So you can see we got big gaps between our support levels, 120 points, 120 points. And so it can get pretty nasty pretty quickly. That's my point. So for tomorrow, when I'm really not expecting any of these rebound rallies, these bounces, to amount to very much, particularly this one that might be in force right now, is just a small sub-minute wave 4. That suggests maybe we get up to 13,092, maybe back to 13,194. But I am not looking for this to run back up and start testing the 20, which is sitting at 13,163. I just am not looking for that. And I think that me personally, I would not want to be a buyer up yet. Now, so I continue to look for lower prices. Again, first support, 12,985. That may complete the small 5 that I'm looking for. But if 5 plays out, as we have seen in the past, That was a wave. That was a fifth wave within this first wave. That was a fifth wave. We get that, we may end up down closer to 12,900 and then get a an additional fourth wave bounce. So this would be subminute wave 4, subminute wave 5, completing minute wave 3. No, I'm sorry, I take that all back. That's 1, 2, and this is breaking down, and that should be 1, 2, 3, and then a 4, and then a 5. The 5 should be down here, and then that would likely then complete minute wave 3. I am still looking for it to reach much lower, that ultimately there. So that's why I'm saying this count may be a little bit too congested, and I need to open it up, and we're still within this third wave. So very possible. So I am looking for continued lows. I don't think we get a sustainable, larger bounce until we're done with this minute third wave. And I'm looking for it to get down into this. So I know this is a little bit scattered. I'm sorry, but there's just so much to try to include. And I want to put some parameters around what we've already done, because I can 1, 2, 3. I even got it on the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be the third. Now, unless it's just the absolute sub minute wave 1 of this sub minute wave 3. I don't know yet. We'll see. So a continued downside for tomorrow. I definitely am looking for a break below today's low, which is 13,015. And then finding some support at 12,985, but I'm looking for a break below 985. And I'm actually looking for a break below 861 and for it to get down into the zone to complete. Okay, and so again, really it was a much better, cleaner trading day today because the moves they had enough follow through. And so it was easy to kind of put them on and then ride it down and catch the waves back up. So even in both sides, the volatility did follow through as I had suggested, that we get that speed on the downside. And then when it swings, we get that same speed moving it up. Now, again, there was a lot of times where that got cut off real short. And if you had entered a trade, it became almost impossible to get out of the trade, making some decent money because it moved that fast. That's basically what I'm talking about, and that you need to be aware of and just really move with caution. Okay, I'm going to end it there. Our next update will be on Tuesday, the 15th.